All right, let's get started. So you want to start speedrunning, but you're not really sure what kind of equipment that you need. How do I record my gameplay so that I could submit it? How do I reliably track my timing so I know whatever time I get is correct? Well, today I'm going to be going over a full list of everything that you will eventually need if you want to record and submit your speedrun times. My name's T-Boy. Let's get into it. So before I begin, just want to let you know that I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/tboy07. I mostly do speedruns, but I do casual stuff from time to time, so feel free to come and hang out with me in my chat. So the very first thing that I want to get across that you absolutely need to speedrun is nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm serious. If you want to speedrun a game, just go ahead and do it. You don't need to know all the crazy strats, all the routing. Just do it. At its core, speedrunning is just another fun way for us to experience our favorite games. So if you want to try it, just go for it. All right, so now that I've said that, let's say you actually want to get more into speedrunning. Let's say you want to learn the crazy strats. You want to learn the proper routing so you can actually get some good times. Well, the place you need to go is speedrun.com. Speedrun.com will have all the resources for basically every game you can think of that you may want to speedrun. They will have links to guides. They will have links to Discords where you can talk to other runners of those games. And they will have the leaderboards where you can submit your times if you feel like doing that. So that would be the number one place you need to go to first. Now, let's say you want to actually submit your times and you want to record them somehow. How do you do that? So I will give you some very basic ways of doing that, and then some more expensive, advanced ways of doing it. If you really want to get more into it, say you want to start streaming it more often or recording very high quality gameplay. So let's get into that. Now, the first thing you're going to need is some sort of computer, and it doesn't need to be something high end. This can be some old dinky laptop that you have that's not super powerful. That's totally fine. The next thing you're gonna need is a software called LiveSplit. This is an application that pretty much every speedrunner uses to track their times as they progress through their run. Now, the next thing you're gonna need is some sort of software that allows you to stream or record your gameplay. My suggestion would be OBS. It's a free open source software that will allow you to either record or stream your gameplay to a streaming platform. It's easy to set up, and there are tons of guides online to tell you how to properly configure your settings. And to be honest, what you're doing is not very intensive, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And now, the absolute final thing that you're really gonna need is some sort of webcam. And it doesn't need to be something high-end, doesn't need to be a $4,000 camera that you use to take professional photography. Some dinky webcam like the C920 that pretty much everyone starts out with would be perfect. And what you're gonna do with it is point it directly at your TV or monitor. I'm serious. This is exactly what I did when I first started speedrunning. I just had a webcam pointed at my monitor, and that's how I recorded and streamed my runs. And maybe the computer you're using is a laptop that has a built-in webcam in it. Just point that at your TV. It's as simple as that. Now let's say you're deciding to run a game on a more modern console like an Xbox One or PS4 that has some sort of streaming capability already built into it. Well, then from there you're good to go. You can just stream your gameplay using those applications, but you'll somehow have to either find a way to overlay your timer on your stream or after the fact retime your run. Now, let's say you don't actually want to have your gameplay just be you pointing a webcam at your TV and that's it. You want to actually find a way to properly stream and record the video feed directly from your console. Well, at that point, you're going to need to get a capture card. Now, depending on what kind of game you decide to run will determine what type of capture card you're going to need. Now, let's say you're using an older generation console like a Nintendo 64 or a Wii or an original Xbox that uses composite cables. Well, then you're really just going to need a composite capture device. Those can be found on Amazon for like $20, $30. Fairly cheap, not that big a deal. Now let's say you're running a console that is newer that requires HDMI inputs. From there, you're gonna need an HD capture card. Now there are two main companies that I would suggest looking for a capture card. Both of them will be pretty much fine for what you need, and that would be AverMedia and Elgato. Both have differing variations in the type of capture cards they have, but if you don't have an actual desktop computer, you're gonna want an external capture card. Now, if you do have a large desktop, you may wanna go with an internal capture card. These are the ones that plug directly into the PCIe slots onto your motherboard. And just for reference, I will leave links down below for all the things that I've talked about, either for download or purchase off Amazon. So there you have it, a complete list of all the things you're gonna eventually need if you wanna start speedrunning. Now, there are some things that you can work with for a while before upgrading, like the webcam you can use for a little bit before upgrading to a capture card. But if you wanna eventually really start speedrunning and streaming properly, you're gonna wanna upgrade sometime down the road. So again, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.